Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel, and welcome back to Lawfolds. This is episode number 33, and just as I had indicated, we are basically, well, maybe about 30 minutes of real life time has elapsed. I have fast forwarded the game just a little bit. It's now 17 minutes after 6 o'clock in the evening, just to maybe for a little added drama effect of sort of taking advantage of the seasons mod and the things that it changes with regards to the sunlight and daylight hours, all that kind of stuff. The shadows, I think, are enhanced greatly through that. So anyway, also I took the opportunity to update the AI vehicle extension mod, and so that's one of the reasons why I'm kind of monitoring the frame rates just a little bit, and they have been rock solid at or near 60 FPS on the game with the new updated mod. So that version of the mod is 3.1.0. So all is good to go with that update. If you want to take that, then certainly go right ahead. Of course, by the time you watch this episode, it's possible that there is a new update and it's no longer 3.1.0, but I will tell you that that version is good to go. So I am going to be using that new version on all my maps. So good. All right, so we still have the great demand for canola, but we're going to first just focus and concentrate on getting the soybeans off the field first, because I think that's the key. We've got to get that off the field. Weather potentially is changing, could be changing, and all that good stuff. So we need to remain focused and steadfast on our goal at hand. So we'll set our parking brake, empty this. I believe this is the second load of soybeans going into our silo. And we can get rid of our forecast because we don't need to stress over snow at this particular point in time. And we'll drive back to the field. A little bit of lag from time to time, but remember I am running an autosave mod, which is, just helps protect from an unnecessary crash or a loss of gameplay from an unnecessary crash. Some folks have differing opinions about that. My system is pretty stable. I strive for no errors from mods. If I have a mod that's causing an error, typically I don't use it, even regardless of how excited or how pleased I might be with a specific mod. If it's throwing errors, I know that it's just a matter of time before it either causes a problem with the game, or perhaps it causes a problem with a mod that isn't causing any problems. So I typically don't try to use those. So my game is pretty solid. I will knock on wood if I can find some here. There you go. We'll say that my game typically does not crash, and of course, hopefully, because I knocked on wood, it won't happen. But I was talking earlier in episode number 32, towards the end, we were talking about the fact, well, we'll probably sell all of our grain in the first day of winter, or we'll wait until the first day of winter to sell it because there wasn't a great demand. And then all of a sudden, as I was talking, a great demand popped up for canola. And so that's probably how we're going to wrap this episode up, is hauling at least one load of canola to the vendor that wants to pay the highest price for it. So in that example, I certainly don't want to be talking about how crash free my system is and then have it crash on camera. So, but no, I think a lot of the problems that people have, and this goes with any game. Okay, this goes with anything in general. Is if you have something that is causing a problem, maybe it's an application, or obviously in the case of Giants Farm Sim 17, If you've installed a mod, and this is one of the reasons why I suggest when people use mods, and I highly encourage you to use mods because everyone knows that they definitely enhance the game, they expand the game out, they expand the longevity of the game, I believe. I mean, just think of the world, farm sim world, if we didn't have access to modded maps, if we didn't have access to modded equipment. Would you still be playing Farm Sim 17 on the default Goldcrest Valley map with the default equipment? You know, probably not. Or at least if you would be playing it, you probably wouldn't be playing it for the amount of hours that you may tend to play the game each and every week. So I certainly wouldn't be, you know, recording as much content because you guys would grow bored watching it, and I would grow bored playing it. And so mods extend the game, they enhance the game greatly. So I do encourage people to use mods. If there's a mod that you see on my maps, and I will tell you that Lawfolds is probably, I have less mods activated on Lawfolds than I do obviously on Pine Cove Farm. But if you see a mod that you want to use on your virtual farm, you can go to grizzlybearsims.com. That is my blog site. At the top of the page, you will see a link to add-ons and mod directory, something like that, something to that extent. And you can download, look at that spreadsheet. It's a Google Docs spreadsheet, and you can see the name of the mod. If I put any mod description or notes in there, I will add that. Typically the version of the mod, and also the link to where you can obtain the mod. As I've talked about before, I don't typically play private mods or mods that are not available to the general public because it's kind of disappointing when you're a viewer and a follower of a channel or a stream, and you're watching and you're looking and you're oogling over a various mod or something that someone is using, and you may inquire about it, and that person tells you, oh, it's just a private mod, I can't, you know. Now obviously the Seasons mod is an exception to that rule for me, only because unfortunately when I started playing with the Seasons mod, I was not aware that it was as private as it was. It's a work in progress. It will be released at some point in time. I'm not sure when, but quite honestly, I don't think I could now, having the opportunity to play with the Seasons mod in my gameplay. I really don't think I could. I don't think this game would be as fun for me, even with the variety of maps and the variety of equipment, etc. It would be a little bit different for me. So I'm bringing it to you. It is the exception to my rule. Everything else that you see in my gameplay, if it's a modded piece of equipment or a modded process or script or something, is available. If for whatever reason I don't have it on my mod spreadsheet, just leave me a comment. I do try to add it to my mod spreadsheet after I test it in the game, and I've made sure, I've worked really hard with Farm Sim 17 to make sure that I've kept my mod spreadsheet current. It wasn't always the case with Farm Sim 15, but I've really tried to do that with 17, only because I know that a lot more people are watching my channel, watching my videos, and I know that a lot more people are going out and looking at my mod spreadsheet. So they're pretty darn close at this particular point in time as far as what's going on. And the mod spreadsheet is just organized sort of at the top. It'll show you which Farm Sim 17 version I'm on, and I'm on the latest and greatest at 1.4.4. It'll tell you when the last update to the spreadsheet was. I'm recording this video the morning of Sunday the 5th of March, and I updated it Sunday the 5th of March, and then it breaks it down from DLC to maps to utilities to various pieces of equipment organized. Tried to organize it by functional, so like tractors, trailers, combines, etc., etc., etc. And again, like as in the example of the AI vehicle extension mod, when I downloaded it and tested it, if it meets my expectations, then I go out to the mod spreadsheet and I modify or I change the version number that I'm using. So again, because I'm getting a little bit ahead on video production, this video, you'll see this video most likely on the 13th of March, Monday the 13th of March, I think. So I'm, you know, 9-10 days ahead of myself here, but I keep that updated as best as possible, and we'll test everything. And if it doesn't work, as in the example, I have occasionally had an issue with the AI vehicle extension mod where I've downloaded the latest and greatest on the GitHub website, and it's had a problem. You know, it's caused problems. Either it's frame rate issues, or the combine doesn't want to behave the way that it should. Then I will go back to my old mod, and I don't update my spreadsheet. But you know, I've had people ask me to make my mods available for download, but I can't do that. I just my the respect of the modders who do this, you know, me making these available to you is just, it's a bad thing. It's just bad business. And anyone that does that, with the exception of making mods available through multiplayer systems, anyone that's basically sharing mods out like that in bulk is just, well, they shouldn't do it, because that's kind of against the rules. Beautiful late fall day here in Scotland on Lawfolds map. And basically this episode is really bringing fall to a close, and it's bringing our harvest season obviously to a close as well. This was the last field that we had to harvest, just to kind of recap as I'm waiting for the combine to come back down this way. We still have, some wheat that we have not sold. We still have some barley that we have not sold. We've got the great demand for canola, so we're going to take at least one load to Aberdeen Grains and take advantage of this 2053 liter price there. Obviously, our soybeans are coming off the field now. We've got some corn left as well, and just all good stuff. And so, as I had spoke about in the previous episode, you know, I really don't know how many episodes of each of the winter game days I'm going to bring you. I will bring you at least one episode per game day, just so that you can see the effect of the seasons mod on the game. We still have our little Sammy, which is our test sacrifice tractor, that we have not done maintenance on to see if it will permanently break down. I did go ahead and move it out of the service bay, just in case the service bay was basically preventing it from breaking down. Not sure if that was the case or not, but we're at least 2 game days past its maintenance window, and so if it was going to break down, I would think it would have broken down by now. But we've got that. We've also got a bale of hay and straw that is sitting outside, which should get wet. If we look at our forecast, we've got snow on Thursday, the second game day of winter. So that should get wet, and that should rot and hopefully disappear. And then we've got some grass bales, which are actually indoors, but those are going to rot and should disappear as well. And our sheep have stopped producing wool, which is expected. And as far as everything else goes, pretty much everything else will be is just sort of normal. Cows continue to produce the same amount of milk, I believe, as well as obviously manure, solid manure, liquid manure, etc. And so yeah, so this is the final row of this field, our big soybean field. And it's good times, good times. We should have, I'll let him get on up there just a little ways, and then we'll come up alongside and empty him. We should be able to get everything from the combine and this field into this tipper. We're only at 50%. And I just can't say enough good things about Lawfolds. Stussy, however you pronounce that. If I had more than 2 thumbs, I would hold them up in the air. You'd get multiple thumbs up from me if I could do that. This is a beautiful map. It's you know, I would have to say that Old Streams is a beautiful map as well. It's just, it was a little bit too small for me. I tend to like the medium-sized equipment or the large equipment, and I like medium to large open space. Old Streams obviously is very tight, and I guess that, you know, I enjoyed playing it for a little bit, but I kind of grew bored with Old Streams when I started playing this map, because this map kind of was everything that I was looking for in, say, a small to medium range map. And of course Pine Cove Farm is that mega map, that mega farm. Well, it's not too mega. I mean, it's not, there are larger, obviously larger maps, larger fields and everything, but that is at least keeping my appetite going well into, you know, with the large equipment, multiples of equipment, that sort of thing. And then obviously utilizing courseplay as much as we are with that map, or will be, I should say. We haven't done a whole lot of courseplay stuff on it, but also we're still in the spring. We're still planting and getting our fields and everything ready for the fall harvest. So, but most likely, you know, I don't want to make too many promises, only because tomorrow I could learn of a wonderful map that could, you know, blow my socks off to the point that I would want to slowly start to wrap this map up. But at right now, where I'm presently sitting, obviously we're going to see this out through winter with at least one video per game day, and then most likely, unless something changes, most likely go ahead and start a season 2 of this map, because we've done so much with this season that sort of ties into the next season. Obviously our winter barley, winter wheat, winter canola, we've got some, you know, we've got our animals and stuff like that, and I still can't back and talk at the same time. So we'll kind of see what happens. I know quite a few of you are sort of playing along with this map. So, you know, are you planning on doing a sort of a season 2 on your map, or are you already in season 2, or even season 3? I mean, depending on how you're doing things. All right, so we're going to leave the combine in the field right now, because I'm just trying to maximize our time together, and we will just come up here and grab us some canola, because that's what we're gonna. The silo is empty. Hang on, was that? Oh, maybe I'm wrong. I was thinking, oh my gosh, I was thinking this is sunflower. What's the great demand for? Was the great demand for canola? I can't remember now, to be honest. But let's just in case it was sunflower, let's just grab our sunflower and go out to Aberdeen Grains, because I could have sworn that said canola. But you know, we sold canola the previous game day, so we're gonna take sunflower out there. My track IR is still a bit messed up, and that's why I'm not doing much in-cab stuff, because I'm moving my head, but my track IR is not working. It's not because I talked about this, I think, in Pine Cove, the last episode of Pine Cove, so I won't go into it much on this, but it's something to do with the profile. I started driving ATS and ETS2, and I set the profiles up for that, and you have to customize the profile in order to kind of get it to work with the games, because there are different there's different functions, and so as a result, something is sort of buggered up, and that's a technical term, buggered up with the profile for my FarmSim 17 track IR. And basically, you know, track IR is it really enhances, especially it enhances ATS and ETS2, or, you know, Flight Sim, those types of games where your field of view and everything is a little bit greater in cab than it is, say, for example, here. But I don't do a lot of first person in FarmSim 17, only because the view is so limited for you guys. We'll turn our strobes on. The view is limited, and a lot of folks will sort of complain about it, about, oh, you're doing too much first person. And of course there are those that will say you're doing too much third person, do more first person. But again, you know, the limited view is just what it is, and I like for you guys to be able to see things, especially with these beautiful maps and stuff. I like for you to be able to see what I'm, you know, capable of seeing. And so I do tend to do a lot of third person. And the funny thing is I have gotten better at doing first person. Like, I can drive the tractor or the truck or whatever in first person in FarmSim 17, and I can do it, I think, fairly well. I still hit, you know, fence posts still jump out in front of me, but I think everyone has that problem from time to time. But as an example, I cannot drive in ATS or ETS2. I cannot drive in third person. I just can't do it. Yet I can drive in third person actually quite well with FarmSim 17 and 15 and such. And of course it's a little harder to see under the awnings, and we've got that magic curtain that will come into play if we're not careful. Now this is that sell point that we have to obviously be careful about, because if we're too far to the left, then we will have problems. So we will sell our sunflower here. And we will head back to the main farm. And I will start my long-winded rambling of thanking you all so much for watching my episodes. Thank you all for sharing my channel with your friends, or if you have Twitter accounts or Facebook accounts or whatever, please please feel free. I would love it if you would share and recommend my channel to those friends and folks that you know who also enjoy FarmSim 17 and this type of content. And just remind you that you can check out many other good quality YouTube FarmSim 17, as well as other simulation-based game streams from those in both my featured channels list, as well as in the show note descriptions underneath the videos. Check out the 3 Dudes Gaming Network official network members, guys like Eustace, Pharmer, Doughboy2913, TBF Gaming, MultiMikey, and Wheels247. I think I got everybody. And of course there's some other folks in my featured channels list, such as Reefy1952, my good friend Mike, the Bipolar Prophet, Shawnee B, disco. Check out those channels. And then finally, if you want to interact with me, if you have a question about FarmSim 17, if you have a question about a mod or a question about how to do something, you can ask that question in the notes and the comments down below the video, or you can also interact with me at both the Three Dudes Gaming Network, where I am official network member, as well as PCSG, where I am an admin over there as well. So multiple ways that you can get in touch with me. You can also send me a message through YouTube or through Gmail. My email address is grizzlybearsims@gmail.com. So if you have a question or something that you want to ask me privately, you may do so via email as well. So thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. The sun is starting to go down here on the fall harvest season. We are done as far as getting our crops in and getting them taken care of. Perhaps we should have plowed under our oilseed radish, and I may actually do that off camera. I may do one field and see what happens with soil mod over winter with that. We will just kind of go from there. But thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Pull back in the yard here and basically start washing up equipment and getting stuff ready for the winter months. And I will just say thank you all so much for watching once more, and take care, and I'll see you at the very next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.